I know it's not mental health related as per, but just how to become more comfortable with neurodivergency, e.g. autism and ADHD. So growing up, this is something I've talked about a lot because it's one of the topics that really upset me. But in a lot of non-males and women growing up, sadly, autism and ADHD go completely under the rug. They are swept under. It is less likely for women and non-men to be diagnosed because it's harder to see in and with autism and ADHD. It's one of the main reasons why in the older years women get diagnosed, and it is ludicrous because usually the common thing doctors are like is, you should have been diagnosed years ago, and it's like, I know, but nobody ever saw the signs, and I didn't even know the signs, and it's so fucking ridiculous because it's also so hard to get a diagnosis because you have women who have been like, I'm gonna speak from a woman's standpoint. Obviously, this can apply to men as well, but I'm just saying it from my standpoint here with this situation especially. But you can have somebody like a woman that goes through an autism diagnosis, okay, and the test will be so ludicrous that they'll be like, I don't think you have autism because, let's say, you were able to look me in the eyes. And it's one of the things I never understand is, do you not understand that these people have had to mask for 20 years of their entire life because nobody would get them the diagnosis they deserved and needed? They spent their entire teenage years and adolescence masking their symptoms because they weren't able to talk, they weren't able to get diagnosed because nobody would help them. Like, if there was just someone in the school system or in the education system that was able to look out for teens and young children so that they could help them push them towards this, it would have been so much different for a lot of kids with autism and ADHD. And it's ridiculous. It's something that really upsets me. But being more comfortable, honestly, the best way to be more comfortable, something that I've kind of become more comfortable, is finding people in your inner circle, or even just people in general that share some of the same traits as you. It helps, you know, or people that like want to listen to you talk about your autism and ADHD. Just become more comfortable with people who want to listen to you talk. And you know, it's difficult, but becoming more comfortable with it is the way that I became more comfortable. Is I found more people that also had it, and you know, it did help me. It did help me a lot. So meeting other people that are neurodivergent, it really did help. It really did help. But yeah, that's my input on that.
I mean, I'd say the input that I have is probably just, I think the way that honestly you are, the way that you naturally react to things, you shouldn't have to feel like you have to apologize for it. If it's genuinely not hurting anyone else or yourself, then it's not something that you have to feel like ashamed about or something, or like just because it's like, you know, less than the norm or something like that. Like, how you naturally react to things, how you feel, how you just naturally act, you shouldn't have to worry about like feeling bad about it, because at the end of the day, what are you supposed to do? Right? It's genuinely just how you naturally react to things and how you naturally act. Like, it's like, it would be like if you like really like something, right, but you're the only one that really liked it. You shouldn't have to feel like, oh well, you know, I guess this thing is just, you know, kind of lame, I guess. But you shouldn't have to feel that way, right? The way that you naturally act, the way that you naturally react to things is how you were genuinely made, right? It's how you are wired. You shouldn't have to feel bad about that if it's not hurting you or anyone else, right? Like, you genuinely shouldn't have to feel bad about it, because if you do, then all that's doing is just like making this sort of like normalcy in your mind, which is already a big problem. I don't think there is such thing as a normal person. I think that, like, genuinely no one, like, that just doesn't exist. It's a thing that everyone strives for. Like, the happy normal person doesn't exist in any way. And the thing is that when anyone like grows up or anything, they're always like shown like the perfect either life or the perfect person, or how you like the perfect feeling that you're going to strive for. And the thing is, that just doesn't It doesn't exist. It's different for every single person. Like, every single person has different things that will make them happy, has different things that, like, affect the way that they act and everything. So, sort of, you shouldn't have to feel bad for not being, like, normal in a sense, because that just doesn't exist. That just straight up doesn't exist. It is a lie. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That was really good. That was really good. Like, honestly, Rand just completely covered everything. It's exactly what Rand just said, where it's a case of the idea of, oh, you're doing something that's normal and abnormal. But it's at the end of the day, it's like, there is no normal way to live. And it's like, there's a quote that I like, which is from Adventure Time, ironically. But it's Bubblegum, where Bubblegum says, some of us are made different. We don't have to understand it, we just have to accept it. And it's like, it isn't even a case of just different. It's literally just a case of, like, every single person on Earth is made different, okay? There is no normal standard. There are ads, so I think I'll stop for a second so you guys can deal with the ads. This is your ad break. If you're a sub, how are you guys feeling today?
Welcome guys to the ad break.
Welcome guys to the ad break. My name is Aimsey, this is Ranboo. Today we're going to be selling you this phone. If you'd like to buy it,
yeah.
It's free actually, so congratulations, you've won a phone. Phone for you.
I don't know how to transition between talking out of topics, that's why I just cheer.
Yay! Yippee!
I don't know how to transition out of, like, serious topic, because I just kind of look to you and I'm just like,
I know, to be fair, I am your little spokesperson, so
Yeah.
it's fine, I've got you. I can switch it.
we're doing great.
Talking. We do the talking thing. Yippee! What I was gonna say is, the idea of normality and what's normal and what's not, nobody's normal. I mean, it doesn't exist. And if anybody sits there and goes, I'm normal, nobody's normal.
You are not normal.
We know what you are, and it's not normal. But it's like, that's the thing, it's not a bad thing to not be normal.
That's okay.
Like, it's okay. Like, I'm completely okay with being, like, unique. When people say that to me, they're like, you're such a unique person. I'm like, thank you. Like, it's a great compliment. And it's something that should be deemed more. Because, I'm not gonna lie, growing up, it was used as an insult against me. Whereas a case of, like, you're so weird. And I'd be like, thank you. Yeah, I am. And it's like, that's okay. Like, I would rather be completely and utterly in my own world, like, unique, and just, like, the idea of, like, oh, that's weird, than be something that I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I spent so much of my life trying to be something I'm not. Why would I continue that when I'm completely happy? I'm not gonna react to things in a different way. I'm not gonna change the way my brain works because I want to fit in more. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and why should I change myself for anyone else, you know? Doesn't make sense. But yeah.